That's full-blown alcoholism.
Well, that's what my therapist says. But my therapist only hears what I tell her. So maybe I'm leaving out the parts where I'm not an alcoholic.
Hi, my name is Scoochie Boochie. I was born from a volcano, and now I'm the best rapper in the United States. Welcome to Holy Smokes. It's my comedy podcast where we smoke weed and tell Bible stories. It's kind of like drunk history, but with weed and the Bible. And we do improv scenes as well. New episodes every Monday on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and you can watch the full episodes on YouTube. Also, thank you to all the new people that found my Scoochie Boochie stuff this week. I've had a wonderful week, and people have said a lot of really nice stuff. Thank you for listening to my raps as well. Enjoy.
So, Samson and Delilah. Basically, Samson's, the king of Israel? I believe
he's their judge. This is before the head kings, but it's basically he's their Iron Man. He's the top guy.
And he's strong as shit. Mm-hmm. And he beats ass all over the place.
He beats ass all over.
And he basically goes to, and he's beating a lot of particular asses. He's beating these guys. What do they call? They have
Philistines, maybe.
Philistines.
Yeah.
That's right. A disrespectful name. That's their name. That's where the Philistine comes from. The word Philistine comes from.
Oh,
where you
yeah.
call somebody Philistine. Yeah.
I guess I forgot about that as an insult. I didn't know it more as biblical people group. They're kind of like the Covenant and Halo, or it's just whoever. It's who you go fight. You know.
Right. Exactly. So he's always beating their asses, and he goes over there and sleeps with a prostitute.
Oh dang.
By the way, I just checked, and it is in the Precious Moments Bible.
You literally just read enough to be prostitute. Cool. Just checking.
So he goes in, whatever. And then he leaves, and then they're like, we're gonna kill him while he's sleeping, but he gets up too early apparently, and he leaves.
Rise and grind.
Right, classic George Washington.
5 a.m. doing crunches.
Exactly. He had to go, making shakes.
Well, you think he's this strong on accident? He's bald. No, he's not bald. He's famously has hair. That'll come up later.
Bulk and cut. So he wakes up. He takes their gate. He breaks it down.
What do you mean takes their gate?
It says
of the town?
Yeah. It says he picks up the gate and breaks it.
Oh, he's like the Hulk.
He's basically like the Hulk. You're just imagining this giant dude. It's very Marvel. It's very Marvel.
Yeah.
And then, anyways, later on, that's just how the story starts. I think just to establish that these people hate him.
Oh, yeah.
And they want to kill him. And he's kind of a dick to them.
Yeah.
You know?
Smash their gate. That's so, that's such a fuck you.
Right, exactly. So then he falls in love with this girl, Delilah. And he's dating Delilah for a little while. And then these people, the Philistines, kind of come to her and they're like, yo, this council, they're like, we'll pay you if you can tell us how to defeat this guy, if you can figure it out. We're going to each give you a bunch of shekels. You're going to be set. So she goes to Samson and she's like, what is your weakness? She's like, what is it? What's your weakness? Yeah, she literally is like, what's your weakness? And he's like, weird question. He's like, my weakness is if you get 7 bows, undried bows, and tie me up with them, then it takes away all my strength. So while he's sleeping, she ties him up with the bows. They have all these men hiding in the room, and then she's like, Samson, wake up! They're here to kill you. And he tears off all the shit and gets up and whatever. And I don't even know if he sees them or not. It doesn't really establish.
Feels like she kind of shot herself in the foot. Why would she not just have them come kill him in his sleep?
Because it's impossible. Because he's so strong.
It's just between.
Yeah, exactly. It just repels back and cuts their own throat.
Oh shit! In his sleep, he's just it's his arm.
Yeah, exactly. So then she comes to him and she's like, yo, you lied to me, bro. You told me that...
she's mad at him?
She's mad at him.
Because he didn't help her betray him.
Exactly. And so she's like, what's your real weakness? And he's like...
Stop playing.
Yeah, he's like... Yeah, exactly. She's like, come on. Why'd you do that to me? You made me look stupid. He's like, all right. He's like, 7 ropes. Tie me up with 7 ropes.
So similar. He's not even changed it that much.
So similar. So then he
maybe the 7 bows were big present bows, when you give someone a car.
Right, exactly.
He's like, Merry Christmas, motherfucker.
So she ties him up in his sleep.
Yep.
Deep sleeper. Very deep sleeper.
It's true. He definitely snores, I feel like.
100%. 7 men are hiding in the room. She wakes him up. They attack him. He tears off the ropes and beats their asses, whatever. So then she comes to him again.
Fool me twice. Shame on you guys.
I know, right? And she's like, dude, like, please tell me. She's like, seriously, you tell me you love me, but you're not going to tell me? And it says in the version I read, it was like she nagged him until he finally was just like tie up my 7 braids. This dude has 7 braids. 7's a big important number for this for some reason.
Oh yeah,
right.
And to our Patreon, it's the middle tier of our Patreon. It's $7.
Right, that's maybe why they wrote it that way.
Yeah, it's because of our Patreon.
Yeah, that's a tie-in. I don't know. It's cross promotion. No, so she gets his braids, ties them up. Same situation. Guys in the room, beats their asses. She comes to him again. This is literally the story.
Fool me 4 times.
Fool me 4 times.
With a not related thing.
Yes, and she just says it again, and then it's like she nags him until he's like finally like, yeah, if you cut I've had my hair. He calls himself a Nazi, right?
It's it's Nazarene or a Nazarite. It's not.
I was like, that's a little weird.
That's like the funniest thing that's ever happened. Like, it says Nazi, dude. And then he's like, I'm a Nazi, right?
It's like plot twist.
My strength comes from being a Nazi. She's like, holy shit. That's terrible news.
Can't support this guy anymore.
Oh my god. That's like a clickbait article. It's like, I find out my boyfriend's a secret Nazi.
Right, exactly. I was trying to kill him 4 times.
I thought he was just an innocent meathead.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So she wears him down. He's like,
wears him down.
Cut my hair.
He's like, cut my hair, and I won't have my strength. So she shaves his head in the sleep, and then basically that's where that song comes from. There's like a Regina Spektor song, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
That's about this, or it's somebody like one of those singers.
Yeah.
One of those like weird singers. Singers, yeah. And anyway, so she shaves his head. They capture him. Then part 2.
Oh snap.
Yeah, it's like that would be the end of the movie, I think, you know? And then part 2, they like have him tied up. He's like in the basement. They like have 3,000 people there, and they bring him out and they're like, perform for us. And he does 10 minutes.
And it goes okay. It's a weird room, but it went okay. The drinks were flowing, so I got some laughs, but it's weird playing that long of a space.
Yeah. They couldn't really hear me. It wasn't really a good like system for that.
What's the deal with ripping donkeys limb from limb? Am I right? Look at this fucking guy. This fucking guy's never slept with a prostitute amongst the Philistines.
My wife hates me so much.
That's why I'm here. I just fought off people in my sleep 4 nights in a row, and boy, are my arms tired.
So anyways, he performs. I don't know what he does. If he dances,
Feats of strength, but I guess he doesn't have strength.
He's weak at this point. Maybe he does rhythmic gymnastics.
He does a nice floor routine. He does like a tumble run.
Yeah. And he's really nervous before.
Oh, the judges are gonna love that.
Yeah.
He's a judge.
Yeah. He's been in captivity, but he's like really nervous and excited. He's like, how many people are there?
This is huge. This is his last run. He needs this for the bronze.
Like, fuck, the opener's bombing.
Yeah, who opens? Who is the opener? Just like another Israelite, just a regular guy they captured? He's like, all right, well, I'm not supposed to be hard to capture. I'm just a farmer. But I'll make some observations. Like, boy, famines are tough, huh? Like, fuck, he has no energy. At least bring the energy. I didn't know they could even have a 3,000 person venue back then.
That's a big venue.
What's the commode situation?
I mean, I doubt they have more than one bathroom.
They have a modern bathroom, but there's like 2 toilets.
Yeah. It's a really long line.
Fucking overrun.
Yeah. That's the
it's
Dyson
like,
Air Glide thing.
but on the other side, it's just slaves going.
Yeah. Just somebody like slapping a donkey on the ass, and it's like,
That is what it feels like, sticking your hands in a donkey's mouth when you use that thing. Dude,
yeah.
it's the game of Operation where it blows you and you against it and you touch it. You touch the
Yeah,
part you know everyone else has touched.
You know you're touching other people's shit.
It's a terrible one, dude. It's such a like, come on, careful. Like, it shouldn't be that high of stakes. To just
I don't use those anymore.
No, those are.
I don't use any of them because they say that they blow out poop particles.
I mean, I've heard that too, but like, I don't know, man. If it's that or walk out the room with wet hands, I'll blast a little. I know there's poo in the air no matter what, you know.
That's true. You're breathing it
I
in.
guess it's moving more of it around, but like, never to a point where it's visible. And there's never, it's never like, you know what I mean? I can deal with an invisible.
That's where you draw.
I deal with an invisible amount of poop every day.
Yeah, right.
It's all around.
Life.
You know what I mean?
But I feel like this is what I do: is back the thighs. That's like a discreet area to wipe my hands off.
That's pretty smart.
I mean, it is touching chairs and shit all day, but
yeah,
it's like
not as much as the butt though.
No,
a lot of times the thighs are off.
No, exactly. Anyways, so that he performs.
I was just interested in that discussion. I'm sure it wasn't like funny, but it was like I was just locked in.
No, me too. Me too.
Great question.
So he does a set, performs, then here's the thing: his hair's growing back. He knows that his hair is growing back. It's actually really kind of dramatic,
dude. Like,
this is kind of cool. Like, I'm imagining, and his hair is just like growing little by little by little, and he's just like, the set's going on longer and longer and longer. The audience is getting more and more bored, and they're kind of like, are we gonna kill this guy? Like, you know.
Turns out the strongest man alive doesn't have a sparkling personality.
Right, exactly. And he's like, tells the servant, he's like, put me over by this pole. Put me over by the column.
Mind if I kick it by the support beam for a second?
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, sure. I don't see why not. It looks
super chill right at the core of this whole structure.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, Scoochie Boochie here. It's March, which means it's time for our monthly exclusive bonus video you can only see on the Patreon this month. It's a live clip of me doing a brand new unreleased song called Look at This Pup. So it's the only place in the world you can listen to this Scoochie Boochie song right now. It's a live clip from a really fun show we did here in Chicago, so check that out. If you join that Patreon, you also get discounts on Scoochie Boochie merch, including shirts and koozies and posters. And you help support my dream of doing this as a job. And there's also 2 slots left in the Disciple tier for $12 a month. You also get a free cameo of me saying whatever you want within reason. Thank you so much for supporting my dreams. You also notice the Patreon, I kind of rebranded it a little bit. Used to be just Holy Smoke stuff. Now it's like Scoochie Boochie plus Holy Smokes because it kind of de facto turned into both. And why not let people know that it's both? So thanks so much for supporting me. And let's get back to the show.
So he goes and leans on the pillar. His hair grows back enough.
Hell yeah.
And he fucking knocks down the column and takes the whole building down and kills a bunch of people. And it said he killed more people in his death than he ever did in his life.
And he'd already put up really big numbers.
Big numbers.
He was already LeBron of killing Philistines.
Easily.
And then, on the way out, doubled his career scoring total.
Doubled the total of his entire career. We're talking 4 figures. So it's kind of wild.
That's probably why they then for centuries did not have a venue that big again. They're like, that's a terrible idea. We couldn't. That's not safe. Put that many of our guys in one place? Never doing that again.
Yeah, exactly.
Not till Gladiators. And that's open air, so it can't collapse on you.
Yeah. I don't know why he killed himself, though.
I mean, they got him. They were going to kill him. So maybe, yes,
but
that's
his hair
the thing.
Grew back.
If it's enough to bring down the pillar, it's enough to escape. But actually, I'm pretty sure if I remember the story, he's like praised for like one last burst of strength. Because it's not full hair back. It's like buzz cut. So he could. I don't think he could have escaped. Is my theory.
Wait, so this guy, the longer his hair was, the stronger he got.
Oh, maybe. That's a weird assumption I guess I had. Maybe not. Yeah, I don't know how it works. The fact that he said it's like, is it any hair is enough? Because the way he gets his powers is Nazarene is like a special, like, it's like being a Mandalorian where you take some oath and then you don't do certain things and then you're like blessed by God. So he had taken that. He chose that class when he made his character. You know what I mean? He's like paladin or whatever. Mm-hmm. But a part of that is you can't cut your hair. If you do, then you broke your oath and you're not one of those anymore. A Nazarene, not a Nazi rite. And so I don't know. It seems like if they cut his hair, it's not like he broke his oath. Fair. It's not his fault.
It's not fair.
It's like semantics. It's like, why? Okay, it must be the shoes. You know, it's like it's got to be the shoes of Samson is just his hair.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know. But then, like, what are the rules, basically? Because when his hair grows back a little,
Now he's
is
back
it full
on
powers?
board. Well, it's he had some powers.
Pillar powers.
Pillar powers. I mean, I just feel like he could have run at that point. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why he had to do it. Maybe he was that mad where he's just like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to kill you guys now. And me. But it's like, he could have just, if he's that strong.
Yeah.
Just
Just
maybe just
peace out, live to fight another day. I think it's because a man who's such, like, famously a badass, like, he's just like their Captain America or whatever, like, he's got to go out badass. He can't just, like, and then he kept killing them, and he was old, and he kept killing them, and then he was even older, and he kept killing them. It's like, you got to send him out with a bang. I think action hero, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's just a better ending, but it is the question of, like, yeah, we could just dip, probably.
Isn't there supposed to be like a lesson for these stories? Like, I feel like what is the lesson here? Like, is it was because I like from a story standpoint, it's like the first thing that he does is sleep with a prostitute in the story, right?
And it's fine. But
was that his original sin of like he shouldn't have done that? And like this story
started
ultimately
the domino
is kind
effect?
of about sleeping with prostitutes.
That's a badass kind of narrative thing. Is like his like moral thing started to get corrupt, whatever, and that led to his eventual downfall or something.
Right.
Instead of just doing holy slaughters, he'd started to do some bonus ones that were just kind of like the gate is such a fuck you because it's like you can't even go in and out of the town now. Sorry.
It's like for no reason
to pick it up. I think actually I remember hearing about this. That, like the gate might have been just like the big wooden door, so he just like. Just picked it up. It's like 10 times taller than him, and he was just like, "Fuck you, your door's open now."
It's such a like drunk thing. I imagine like
he was hammered.
He's just hammered.
Yeah, he was doing a little boys' weekend, and he got a little too fired up, and was just like, "Woo! I bet you I can pick up that door." And like his boys were like, "No fucking way, dude." Samson. He's the coolest man.
Philistines are just like, what the hell?
What the hell, dude? These freaking tourists, they come and they just go to the red light district and then they just destroy things. It's not good.
This is why Miami's getting rid of the spring breakers. Apparently.
It's too much chaos?
Too much chaos. There's a campaign. I think it was Miami. I think it's maybe some different Florida towns.
Okay.
But they put out like a "we're breaking up with spring break" ad. Because like people are so insane. And my parents are just down there with my aunt and uncle. And they're like they had to hide any like liquor they had on the beach. Wow. Like they're really cracking down on all these things. Like,
yeah, I mean it is they'll fuck up a town. You know, I'm sure it's only gotten wilder.
Yeah.
And like it's like because people that are going there, they know they're just there to party as hard as they can for like a week. They're not going to take good care of your beach. Is going to get destroyed every time.
Exactly. It's not fun for anybody. The businesses like probably don't need it, honestly, for these towns.
Yeah, they're already a nice beach town.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
people are gonna get shrimp tacos there. Like it's fine.
Right, exactly.
They don't need like to have to like sweep broken glass out of people's hair. Like
exactly. Like wake somebody up in the bathroom. It's like,
did you ever go to like a big spring break thing?
No,
I avoided it.
I that was never like my like thing.
I went to the mountains with like 5 of my boys. On spring break, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I sometimes would just stay there. I mean, I can't really remember like we didn't really do a shitload. I think we were tired and we didn't have any money, so we would just
that too. Oh, also that
at college, like
so they're rich kids too. That sucks.
I know.
That's such a bad combo.
It's a horrible combo.
20, rich as hell, drunk as hell, beach. Ugh.
Just the worst personality.
And there's millions of you.
Right, exactly. And just a constant stream, like every single year. I imagine parking is bad, traffic's probably bad, like everything probably just gets to a horrible place, you know? But yeah.
Hospitals are overrun. It's really like a zombie.
Right, exactly.
It's a zombie
apocalypse. Yeah.
But instead they're just like, Tennessee students that are just like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Already millionaires, like
yeah, dude, holy shit. Yeah, it's fun because I had friends who would go and they'd come back and they'd be like, that car ride back was hell, or they'll be like, all their stories involve like water bottles being thrown and like bouncers. It's like that all sounds scary. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, it just doesn't sound like a fun thing to do. Like I don't know. There's a lot of these kind of things that I haven't done, like cruises. I haven't done any of that shit. Like
cruises are whack. I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's like You want to be like a fudge baby. You want to just like, I'm just going to lay on my back. And if people like pour fondue on me and just do nothing and be nothing on a floating mall.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like choosing to do captivity for like 8 days, essentially.
I want to go to the funnest possible prison that can sink.
Yeah, exactly. I want to be let off for 6 hours at a time, and if I get lost, I'm just in a new country now.
That's gotta happen, right?
It's gotta happen a lot.
You just see some like really like sunburnt white guy but wearing sandals, and you're like, "Do you live here?" And he's like, "I didn't mean to." I'm from Canton, Ohio, and I had too many margaritas, and now I fix fishing nets, and I live in Aruba.
Can I come with you? No.
You won't like it. It's not good for us. If you came from a soft life, this is not that. I mend fishing nets. I used to work in insurance. I'm not built for this.
I'm going to die probably in the next 8 years.
And it's not going to be from too many burgers like I planned and too many close Browns games. It's going to be from scurvy.
And incredibly hard labor.
Again, look at all these nets. I have to finish these today, or it's bad news. How are the Browns doing? I haven't been able to get Wi-Fi.
Can we do a parlay?
You'd think there's so much I'd miss about my life. The main thing I miss is sports gambling. For some reason, I can't get it going over here. They're too pure and hardworking. I don't know.
I've tried VPNing into the country.
Not even on the 100-meter dash? It seems like a classic situation for betting. And you guys are amazing at it. No one's betting on this? Well, great story, man. You picked a good one.
I really chose it because of that song. Like, I love that song.
Yeah, I got to look this song up. Send it to me later if you think of it.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Yeah. So was that your thought process? You were just like, what Bible stories I know, and then you thought of that song, and then you thought of the story?
Basically.
Hell yeah.
That's basically what it was.
Yeah.
And I had never read it, and so I was kind of curious about what the story was.
Yeah. It's a really good one. Good. It's like kind of the template for a lot of action movies, really.
It really truly is.
It's like John Wick. It's like you killed our family, so now we have to kill you, and they just keep sending waves of guys to kill him, but he's just unkillable. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a spy story. I mean, you have.
Oh yeah, she did.
His girlfriend was a spy.
They had not invented subterfuge yet, so she was just like, "Hey, what's your secret?" Just like straight up.
I know. I love that this guy's just like, all right, let me tell you, like, why he's lying to her. There's a lot of subtext there, to be honest, because like she's being very upfront about trying to get to this guy.
That's interesting. Yeah,
and he's kind of. Why is he telling her? Why does he tell her at the end? Like, why does she's tried to kill him 3 times.
Like, is the moral of the story just like the power of nagging?
It felt kind of like that.
It's like, why is that?
Which is like...
And she gets away scot-free. I don't think... Maybe she's at the party that he tears down the roof.
She probably is there, front row. And he probably makes eye contact with her one last moment while he's like bringing the pillar down. And she's just like... And they're like in love still, you know? And then he like breaks the pillar.
With a really deep voice, he's like, we are never, ever, ever getting back together.
It's a very sad ending.
Damn, yeah, it is. It's tragic hero kind of situation.
Yeah, and I kind of had grown to like him, even though he's a Nazi, you know?
Yeah, he's a Nazi, right? He was a Nazi, right? Oh, yeah, big time. He swore to me.
He's a Nazi, right? It's just like
quietly at a party.
Who's on first? Like, he's a Nazi, right? Yeah, he's a Nazi, right?
Right. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, I already told you. You don't have to keep confirming it. Or you want to finish it off with a scene? I'm trying to think. What's a good inspiration from that? That's some good shit.
It could be just like a really bad spy or something like that.
Really bad spy. Like, that's great. Johnson. Debrief. How was the mission?
I'd say overall it went pretty well.
Did you secure the briefcase?
I did secure a briefcase.
A briefcase?
Yes.
Johnson.
They all look the same, and I was a little bit drunk, and I I got the wrong briefcase, but it does have some interesting information in it, sir.
This information better be good. You
Well,
drank on the... Tell me you were drinking to like fit in at like a poker game or something. It was because of spy stuff, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Why'd you drink?
I drank because I get nervous when I fly.
That's such an... Oh, no, Johnson.
I get nervous when I fly.
That's such a weak excuse. All right, this intel better be good. What's in the briefcase?
In the briefcase, I found out that, first of all, the briefcase belongs to Percy Hawking.
Who is that?
He is a copywriter from somewhere in Iowa. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce Duquesne, I believe.
Duquesne. That's it. He's a copywriter. What kind of stuff does he write?
He copyrights on the local baseball team. It looks like he's coming up with a new idea for a mascot.
Johnson, you just took somebody's sketchbook. This is not intel. We probably already know this about this guy. This doesn't even seem like a secret guy. Is he working with the Russians like we were hoping to find?
I don't know that he's not.
So you found out there's a guy who might or might not be a Russian spy.
Yes, but he was there. He had a vibe. You know, he had kind of an evil vibe.
Interesting.
Yeah,
eye patch, scar. What are we talking?
It was like a weird fedora, but it was like a safari. It was like a safari. It was like off of that bit from the Tim Robinson show.
You think it was a reference to that?
I think it was a reference to that.
Skit?
I think it was a reference to that bit. I think he got it because he watched the show.
He's just some dork. He's just some like comedy dork. This is not a. Why would he be a Russian spy?
I don't know what you want me to say, sir. I'm sorry. I apologize, but I do.
Johnson, I've been in AA for 10 years, and I think you need a mentor. I think you have the potential to be a great spy, but the drinking is just gotten. I mean, you said you get nervous for mass, and you got drunk before church. You said you get nervous for the dentist. You were wasted at the dentist, which kind of a great idea.
Yeah.
That actually, I've borrowed that. You said you were nervous for your son's Pinewood Derby. You got drunk for that. You see the pattern?
It's a lot of parents, and you have to make small talk. I think that's...
I don't blame you for being nervous. I just think that if you drink every time you're a little worried about something, that's full-blown alcoholism.
Well, that's what my therapist says. But my therapist only hears what I tell her, so maybe I'm leaving out the parts where I'm not an alcoholic.
Folks, thanks for watching.